Welcome to our Artful LinoPrinting video with myself, Faye, and Sarita from Unravel and Unwind. Just a disclaimer, neither Sarita nor myself are professional lino printers. This is our first experiences with lino printing since we were in high school, and we are learning as we go using the Artful October 2020 subscription box. What we have in front of us, I've actually been playing ahead of the video so that I get some idea of how lino printing works. I've got a few items in front of me. I've also done some test prints of the three linos in front of me. So this one here, this snowman, is from my first attempt. The negative snowman, which was my third lino cut, is this one here. So anything that's left on the lino is the bit that will get printed, and anything that you cut away won't get printed. You can see the flower. That was really tricky because it was actually quite small, and I had to leave quite a lot of the lino raised so that I would get some of it printed out. And then this one here is just showing me what each of the different tools can do. So that's where I've got to with my experience of lino cutting. Over to you, Si.
Right, so I'm a little earlier on in the process. So I did a few sketches and then I ended up with this. So what I did was I cut my lino to the right size. Then I traced it on this card. Then I transferred my sketch to here. So this is the way that it's going to look when it's printed. Then I covered this with tracing paper, and I rather heavily colored in all these things. And then I have flipped it over, so it's now reversed on the lino. So if you see that, it's a mirror. And the graphite from the pencil I used is now touching the lino. So I'm going to transfer my tracing paper image onto the lino. So I've got a bone folder here, which is used for folding paper. And I'm just going to see if I can tape. So now this is taped, so you can just about see at the top there that I've got some tape, masking tape, and I'm adhering my tracing paper to the surface, and hopefully the lino is what I want to do is lift it up. Check on the transfer. Yeah, it still needs a little help, so I'm going to put it back down and it'll be right where I left it. So now I'm just going to focus on the individual parts, and I'm just going to rub it. Remember when we used to do this as kids?
I don't.
With the side of a crayon. Oh yeah, it's a bit macabre, but we used to go to graveyards and do gravestone rubbings.
Ah, no, we did tree rubbings.
Nah, we did gravestone rubbings. You could get people's names and stuff, and pictures of angels and crosses and stuff. Now that I look back on it, it seems a bit disrespectful. So now that's a pretty good transfer now. I'm happy with that. That has come on really, really well. Faye pulled me up on something the other day when I was sketching, and she noted that I was sketching in two different colors. And no, I don't intend to print in two colors. You can't really do that to great detail because of how the plate gets inked up. So there is a reason for it, however. And the reason is because I intend to have, for example, this diamond here is going to be a solid shape. And then it's going to have these blue lines carved out of the solid shape. So the different color indicates that in these sections here, my process is going to be reversed. And so it's going to be a dark object with the background color coming through in the details. So the colors are just to remind me what I'm doing. So I'm going to choose to start with sort of narrow ones if fine work. So I'm going to start with those, and then I'm going to go in with one with like a flatter, larger bottom on it to sort of fill areas. Detail first, go around the edges, and then I'm going to gouge out a bunch of big areas.
Which is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just going around the edge. I'm just going around the edge of my leaves.
This line is small. The other thing is, because I haven't used this yet, I don't actually know how deep it is. So I'm being careful, because I don't want to just totally cut it up, like totally cut it apart or anything. This is quite a narrow line at the moment that I'm following. You know what I've noticed? When I get to the end of the line, how do you stop it?
I lift it up a bit.
All right, okay.
I also turn, I mean, if I'm doing a long line and I turn and then I lift it up a bit to cut it off.
You know what I've noticed? I'm getting graphite everywhere. So I think I'm going to find a piece of my tracing paper, a clean piece, and I'm just going to use it to put my hands down on it. That's going to be a pain. Yeah, I'm still learning how deep this lino is. So I'm sort of trying to not cut clear through it.
It is quite deep.
Yeah,
so you can see how much gets cut away.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter if I do cut it away. If I'm cutting away stuff that I don't want to be there, if I end up with a hole, it's not going to be that big a deal.
No, it shouldn't be.
I'm probably doing a bunch of stuff I shouldn't do, and everyone who knows what they're doing and is watching this for some other reason, I can't think what, are probably going, no!
To be fair, I did say right at the beginning.
Yeah, we're not experts. This is really, I mean, yeah, I can't say it's my first ever, but it certainly is. I think it's my first lino cut. I've used these tools before with like rubber, but not lino.
To be fair, I have never used them for anything. So for me, with the exception of, oops, I just slid. With the exception of what I did in school,
I use these things for everything. Like, I've had tools like this before. I only had like one tip, I think, one or two tips, but I've had the same handle. And I've used it actually to carve into plaster of Paris.
All right.
That was fun. It made very satisfying noises as well. I'm one of those people. I'm like, ooh. It's not ASMR, but nearly. Yeah, I'm just making a little one going in the other direction just to snap the piece off.
But by tilting that blade up as you get to the end of the bit you want to do, it does tend to lift the lino out.
Yeah. I like this. I'm like shaving bits off. I can see how this can get addictive.
It is very addictive.
Yeah, so what I'm doing at the moment, I'm working on the frame around the outside. And I've noticed it's quite fun.
Right, so I'm now going to use one of the larger tools.
Me too. We're switching at the same time. Yeah, I think I'm going to do one half and then the other half. Ooh, I missed a couple of fine lines. Nope, I'm going back.
So you can, I guess you can see on the camera the bits that I've cut away to match the pencil marks, but that doesn't really matter. So what I've decided to do with this book is it'll be for all my test prints. So my next step, so we've got our acetate and our brayer. I'm just going to put a little bit of ink on the acetate board, and then we need to smooth it out. And I'll move that out of the way. And to now ink it up. Oh, look at that. It instantly transforms. I can already see where I've inked it up. I can see which bits I'm going to need to cut away. But let's see what it looks like printed. That's really lovely. So I'm going to do a couple more prints. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, you've only got a few little bits to clear up on the background.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty damn good.
All right, I'm ready to print, I think. Blue. I don't know how much ink I'm supposed to use. That's the problem with printing. You gotta have the color of ink you need. Yeah, I'm actually because I do a lot of stamping, like rubber stamping, which is quite similar. I'm thinking about putting this image on the paper using glue instead of ink, and then I've got some leafing metal that I'm gonna put on it.
That's an ink.
I was worried about that. Because I've got that frame and then a hollow area. I'm a little bit worried about that. Okay, let's do this. Yeah.
So have you enjoyed your first experience
Yes.
of real lino printing?
Yes, this is fun, although I think I am going to be using it in the future for like repeated patterns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Making tiled designs. But
Yeah.
it has been fun, yeah.
And you're going to have really unique Christmas cards that nobody else is going to have this year.
Yep. Indeed. No one will have this.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
So what have you learned?
What have I learned? It is very similar to what I did in high school. It's very addictive, and if you get tired in the middle, go away and come back later.
Yeah. It's certainly in the cutting process. It's easy to put it down and come back, isn't it?
It will be, yeah, because there's nothing to dry out.
No.
So yeah, I did enjoy it, but I think, yeah, I prefer to work with smaller pieces.
Yeah. Whereas the smaller pieces, depending on how detailed they are, it can be a little bit more difficult.
Well, yeah, for the making, but for the actual printing of it, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
The other thing I suppose I could do as well is start out with a background paper, like, that I've done myself, sort of like a cloudy watercolor background that's been dried properly.
Yeah, and then print directly onto that.
Yeah, and print onto that. Yeah.
That'd
So
be
I've
fun.
got a lot of places I can go with it anyway.
Yeah.
Including
Yeah.
the glue idea, which is going to be fun but dangerous.
Which idea is that?
The glue, the thing I just said about the glue.
Oh, sorry, glue idea. I heard you. I didn't hear that. I heard your idea.
No, the glue idea. Hold on. I'm gonna get my boxo thing, and I'll just show you what I mean, because it's kind of hard to explain. For example, here is a thing that I stamped in glue and then used the metal onto, and I've got like these little things, and they actually work quite well together. And then I'm like this one, which is like this one's hard to see, but it's a multicolored metal. I'm thinking of doing that design in this. Comes in boxes of flake.
Oh, I see.
It's like metal flake. So that will be that'll be our lino cutting session anyway. I thought it went rather well. I can see areas where I can improve and things that I can change next time I do something. So it's all a learning process. I've really enjoyed it. How about you, Faye?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I am finding it addictive, and I'm really pleased that my drawings are translating really nicely.
Yeah, at least yours are.
This is one of my favourite drawings, so I'm really, really pleased with how that's turned out.
That is lovely. I can't wait to see it in different colours and things.
Yeah, I'm a bit limited on colours at the moment. I only have black and red, but it looks like I might have to do a bit of shopping.
Well, white at least, so you can do that snowman.
Yes, definitely the white. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this home one turns out, and seeing what I can do with it. I'm very, very pleased with it. I've thoroughly enjoyed the process, and I can't wait to do more.
Yes, there will be more.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us today. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you've got some feedback back for us, please put it in the comments section below. Give us a subscribe and tick the bell for more notifications of new videos that are coming up. And if you'd like early access to our content and our videos and some exclusive video content, please consider subscribing to us on patreon.com/unravel and unwind. We'll put all the links relating to this video in the description below.